Hello, as your president, I'm sending you this message on the occasion of the World Disaster Day with a heavy heart. Over the last few weeks, in fact, since August, um, friends in Indonesia have seen a series of disasters, starting with an earthquake, with the recent tsunami, and now, as we've heard today, with a volcanic eruption. These events highlight the world that we live in an ever changing environment with exposures to these natural disasters. In fact, it is said frequently that there is no natural disaster, that there is probably only natural hazards that we need to be aware of, and in fact, the actions required are for disaster risk mitigation. Now, a question can arise as to why should pediatricians be concerned about the whole issue of disaster risk reduction, management, and mitigation. And the simple answer to that is that this is everybody's business, and particularly as pediatricians, those involved in child health, we fully recognize how a large proportion of the victims of disasters, when they occur, are indeed women and children. And because they don't have agency in terms of children don't have the power to exercise the right over strategies that need to reduce disaster risks or ameliorate those issues, we as adults and as custodians of children have the responsibility to ensure that we are all engaged in the activities that are needed to reduce the risk of disasters. So what is it that we need to do? As the Sustainable Development Goals tell us, we need to be aware of the environmental risks that are compounded all the time by our own investments and our own activities that range from deforestation to indeed lack of recognition and governance of issues that can reduce the risk of exposures, not creating sufficient depth and plans for disaster preparedness in environments, and also not being aware of the kind of circumstances in which protocols need to be implemented to reduce the risk of mortality in these circumstances. So whether it's early warning systems, whether it is addressing the whole issue of risks of floods, as has been the case in South India recently, or is it landslides that have affected various parts of the world in the wake of heavy rains just because of deforestation. These are all issues in which pediatricians have to play an important role in terms of advocacy and potentially action. So I'm sending you this message on the occasion of the World Disaster Day with a plea to make this an activity in which pediatricians as well as pediatric societies all over the world can increase awareness and also become part of the solution and the activities needed to reduce disaster risks.